All right. What's up, everyone? We just got done watching an hour and 10 ish minutes of Nintendo Direct for Nintendo Switch 2. Lots of stuff to talk about, lots of things to break down, and still some questions that didn't get answered during this video. So, what's up? Welcome to That Nintendo Show. Let's break down everything we just saw at the Nintendo Direct for Nintendo Switch 2. Right out the gate, we did get confirmation of a June 5th release date. I was thinking June 12th, so we're pretty close to that. So we've got not too much longer to wait. But the crazy thing to me is that there were no pricing revealed and there was no pre order release date. So I've been like in between different things I've been doing, just checking the Targets and Best Buy apps and just trying to make sure we're not going to miss it. But it's just crazy. They did not show the pricing of the system. Um, I will say, after seeing everything that they revealed today, I'm kind of a 500 believer instead of a 399 believer. Uh, Hopefully, I'm wrong, but we're gonna break down everything we saw today. Um, Starting off with the new Mario Kart, it is not Mario Kart 9. It is Mario Kart World, an open world Mario Kart game featuring 24 racers. It has a lot of new mechanics in it that we could see, like grinding on rails and wall riding, and it kind of had like almost like a Diddy Kong racing type thing where like the vehicles would change forms completely depending on whether you were like flying or in the water or stuff. Like the big one was like the plane wings coming out the side of the cars. That looked really cool. Of course, I'm sure could sit here and just break down every single thing in that trailer. We might. Not right now. Just want to get initial thoughts out there. That is launching day and date with the Switch 2. So June 5th is when we finally get a new Mario Kart game. There's so much stuff to talk about just in that. There's a bunch of new modes too. So like when you pick a Grand Prix, you don't just go one track and done, loading screen, next one. You finish a track and then you drive yourself to the next track. And then you do that one and you just keep going. And then they've got like a knockout mode where you're in the race and like only a certain amount of people can progress to the next course. So it's almost kind of like a battle royale, but only like 24 players. Um, they closed the show though with something I didn't think we were ever going to get. But in the live stream, I did bring up how I thought it'd be really cool if it did show up, and that was a new 3D Donkey Kong game. Donkey Kong Bonanza is coming out this July. So it is like Mario Kart in June, Donkey Kong in July. So I mean, we're already starting to see it stack up with this. Yeah, 3D Donkey Kong. It looks like it has so much this expressions and so much character to it. Like I actually really dig this new like refreshed version of Donkey Kong that's like based off of the old Donkey Kong design, and it's also what's in Mario Kart. So kind of I'm just excited for that to come out. Um, a sequel to Kirby Air Ride. Never thought that that would be a game that would just come back. So Kirby Air Riders is also slated to be coming out, I believe, this year. So I mean, we're cooking. Like we're eating good on the Switch 2 front. Like I'm so excited. Um, they did have this game called Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour, which when I first saw it looked a lot like the Astrobot game. I think it's called Astro's Playroom that came with the PS5. There's like this a little cool, little small game. They kind of showed off like a PlayStation's history and all this stuff. And then they hit me with something I wasn't ready for, and it's a paid title. Like it doesn't come with the system, and that is like the perfect like pack-in game. Um, I don't know. It just that kind of just rubbed me the wrong way. Um, then we got a lot of like games that are getting Switch 2 versions, or like they have like either paid upgrades or they're going to have two different releases. So the ones that we've all kind of guessed it, but like Metroid Prime 4 and Pokemon Legends ZA are going to have like a Switch 2 version that's going to release whenever that game comes out. And then games like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Mario Party Jamboree, which I didn't think that was going to get one, are getting these upgrades that come with like extra features and help with like frame rate and performance and stuff. And circling back to Metroid Prime 4, 4K 60 frames per second or 1080 120 frames per second. That's insane. Oh, and it has mouse controls. We figured that was going to come. Um, let's see. Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. So we are getting a new Hyrule Warriors. So we are getting a spin-off Zelda game this year. So we're keeping the tradition alive, getting something. Technically, we have more coming, but this looks amazing. Hyrule Warriors was one of those games that really needed like a performance bump with the Switch because the Switch One just couldn't handle it. I know these Warriors games are known for having just like a ton of enemies on the screen at the same time. No different here. But it looks like the story takes place like if Tears of the Kingdom is Link's side of the story after the opening of the game, then Age of Imprisonment looks like Zelda's side of the story of what happened. So the Link was not in this trailer at all. It was just like Zelda and Rauru and I can't think of the queen's name. Sorry. But like a lot of those characters from that side up against Ganondorf, and it just looks so good. I love Hyrule Warriors games. They're so good. Okay. We did get confirmation that GameCube games are coming to Nintendo Switch Online. I was excited to see that they did not announce, at least right now, a price hike for Nintendo Switch Online. They only showed a couple of games though. So we've got Zelda the Wind Waker, which is the big one that's going to be there at launch, and with that means the hope of Wind Waker HD coming to Switch 2 kind of died alongside that, which also probably means rest in peace Twilight Princess. We did get confirmation of Luigi's Mansion 1 was coming, and Pokemon Coliseum, Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness were going to be there. There's a couple other ones too. F-Zero GX, that was the other really big one. They are releasing a new Switch 2 GameCube controller that's got like all the buttons that you would need for it to function like a real controller are there, including the new C button, which we're going to come back to in a second. Something that kind of came out of nowhere, right? Because we have all these third parties that we're going to get into in a second, but FromSoft is making a Switch 2 exclusive game, which when I first saw it, I was like, man, this looks like Bloodborne. It'd be really funny if like Bloodborne 2 or something came to the Switch. But this new game is called Dusk Bloods, and it's coming out next year, and it looks like peak FromSoft, but also has a little bit of that Bloodborne look to it. So look forward to that. And FromSoft games, not me personally, but are prone to making people break their controllers. So please, if you could buy one of these games, please do not snap your Switch 2 in half if you get mad at these games. Some of the big third party though, let's go through the list here. So we have Elden Ring Tarnished Edition coming out this year. We have Hades 2 also releasing this year, Street Fighter 6, Hogwarts Legacy, EA Sports FC, Madden, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4, Hitman World of Assassination Signature Edition. IO Interactive is also making an unannounced James Bond game called Project 007 for the system. And then some other major third-party support. Cyberpunk 2077 is coming, which that to be determined how well that's going to run. Deltarune Chapters 3 and 4 are releasing all together with Chapters 1 and 2 on the same day as the Switch launch. So that's a pretty big pickup for the launch day of the system. And then so the stream I was watching kind of did like wig out during this part, but they did actually show Hollow Knight Silksong, and it will be there 2025. So that game is still coming. So Hollow Knight fans rejoice that is on the way. I guess we'll go ahead and talk about new features for the system. So we did, of course, know that like it, 8-inch screen, or I think technically it's a 7.9-inch display. It is launching with 256 gigs of memory, which is great. They did confirm that it uses micro SD Express memory cards for faster load times. The game cards are the exact same as the Switch 1 game cards, except they're red. And I think that's fine. Color coding helps, but it's not going to help the confused parent that buys a Switch 2 game to put in their child's Switch 1 and it doesn't work. And as someone who's worked retail, you can't take those games back after you bought them. So you're kind of just stuck with it, or you're going to have to cave and buy your child a Switch 2 to make it work. So I can see that being a little bit of cause of contention. Of course, Switch 1 games will be playable on the Switch 2, but it doesn't work the other way around. They officially confirmed a video camera. So this, I guess, would be a good time to talk about the C button and everything that happens with that. There was no like name given to it. It's not like Campus or Miiverse or anything like that, but it is a button that's dedicated for social features. The Switch 2 finally has built-in voice chat in the system. Can you believe it? That feature came out on the Xbox 360, which released in 2005. Literally 20 years later, Nintendo has built a built-in voice chat system in their system. But they went all out with it. Like, it kind of, when I first saw it, it looked like Discord. Like, I mean, it's got like the chat boxes on the screen, so you can like see who's talking and everything. You can send messages back and forth. They're having a third-party camera accessory that plugs into that top Type-C port to like stream your face into the webcam. You can share your screen with players. There is the option to like share specific games, so only one person has to own them. So it's kind of like a DS download type situation. Some of the, like that Mario Party Jamboree Switch 2 version has specific features that utilize the Switch 2 camera accessory. I think it said it could track up to 4 people's faces at the same time. That's weird. It's crazy. Like, I feel like they swung and hit like home run after home run. Like, there was not one thing in that presentation that I looked at really and was like, man, this sucks. Except the only like small downer I would say is that whatever it's called, Welcome to the Switch 2, Welcome Tour Nintendo Switch 2. Like, I think it's a cool concept, but that is a pack-in game. And then finally, some more like console features that I forgot to mention. The system itself, the screen is LCD. It is 1080p. It does have HDR. They didn't say variable refresh rate, but I imagine it probably does. When it's docked, the dock does support 4K. And the screen itself supports 120 frames per second. So there's a lot of power in this system. I genuinely am a $500 believer now. Oh, hey, it's editing Mitch. So as I just said, I was thinking like it's $500 system, whatever. We got some new information. This is kind of like just came out of Nintendo's website here. Let's quickly just go through all this new stuff, because if we finally, there is a price, so let's break it down. Nintendo Switch 2 system by itself, $49.99. Mario Kart World bundle, $499.99. So you get Mario Kart World for $50. Remember that number, because this is going to come back in a second. So you can, I guess, go ahead and get pre-order interest through My Nintendo. I'm assuming we'll get pre-orders in the next couple days for the system itself. Let's look at accessories. This is kind of interesting. So we do have the new Switch Pro controller, $79.99. Does come with USB-C charging cable. Features HD Rumble 2, not talked about during the presentation. It does have the new C button on it. I love this design though, the black and white or black and gray. Like, this is my type of controller. They did move the LED player indicator, which I thought, yeah, which is on the bottom of the current Switch Pro controller, is now on the top, which is cool, whatever. And it does have an audio jack, super handy. Joy-Con 2, $89.99. So $90 Joy-Cons. Do not break these or you will be having a bad time. Of course, only compatible with Switch 2. These also do come with the wrist straps, which is nice. Joy-Con 2 charging grip, $34.99. Cool. Replacement straps, $12.99. A set of 2 Joy-Con wheels, which have this really nice grip on them, looks like very textured. $20 for a pack of 2, pretty solid. The Nintendo Switch 2 camera is $50. I was thinking it was gonna be like 70, so I'm actually kind of excited about that. And Nintendo Switch 2 dock, $109.99. $110 for a replacement dock for your Switch 2. Does come with a power cable and an HDMI. It says ultra high speed. If it's just doing 4K 60, it only needs to be HDMI 2.0. So that's nice. Switch 2 carrying case and screen protector, $35. Looks nice. The Nintendo Switch 2 all-in-one carrying case, $79.99. Switch 2 AC adapter, $30. No confirmation on pricing for the micro SD express cards, but do not buy them directly from Nintendo or with Nintendo branding because they will charge you $30 more because it has a Mario logo on them. What I want to talk about is the games. Okay. So, I don't know if it's on their website here, but Mario Kart World is $80. It doesn't look like it's on their website. Maybe they're trying to hide that one. But yeah, Mario Kart World is an $80 game. Donkey Kong Bonanza is a $70 game, which I feel like we all thought that $70 games were going to be how this goes. But yeah, $80 for Mario Kart World. Or if you buy the bundle for $500, you get it for $50. You see where I'm going with this? It's worth it to just get the bundle with Mario Kart and save yourself $30 because I wasn't ready for that game to be $80, but let's turn it back over to other Mitch. But yeah, it was I'd give it an A. It was a super solid direct. We have the Nintendo Treehouse events going live the next 2 days, so we got like 7 hours worth of more content and seeing these games and everything to look forward to. Let me know in the comments your favorite announcement from today. I think mine, man, Mario Kart World was just so good. It's either got to be Mario Kart World or it's got to be Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. Like I'm excited for all of it. Like it'll end up on my Switch too at some point. But having a new Mario Kart game be there right at the gate and just as intense as that game looks, I'm super excited. Anyway, let me know in the comment what your favorite announcement was from today. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to That Nintendo Show because I'm sure there's way more coverage and news and everything else happening. So stay tuned and I'll see you soon as more stuff breaks.